Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody stand.
Check out these books. What you reading? Nice. Hey, Mike Foster here. It's another episode of What You Readin', Mike. These have been popular. This is the third time I've done it. I read a lot of books. I try to read 50 books a year. And I have thousands and thousands of books, as you can see. Not showing off. Just saying, I've been alive for a long time. And I've collected a lot of books. I'm going to tell you about these books, what I've been reading lately. And I'd love to hear about what you're reading. And we can talk about books, because to me, books and reading are one of the greatest things in the world. Hey, the first book that I've been reading lately is from Ivan Doig. Now, if you haven't read Ivan Doig, this guy has written a lot of books. This one's called The Whistling Season. And, oh, it was fantastic. It took place up in Montana, where most of his books take place, during the turn of the century of the 1900s. Father and son, family growing up without a mother, father and three kids, excuse me, just really interesting about rural America back then, and how a lot of it still applies today. And they hired this house cleaner who whistles when she works, hence the title. I think it's a great yarn. It's a good novel. I highly recommend it. And check out Ivan Doig. I love that guy. Speaking about great guys, I left my heart in San Francisco. Can you beat that, Tony? Sounds just like him, didn't it? This is Life is a Gift. Tony Bennett talks like that. The Zen of Bennett. Talks about all his Zen. All the things, all the little practices, kind of like Live Life 365 and Mike Foster. All the kind of things that Tony has done for his 80-plus years of life to make him successful, to make him happy, to make him live his life 365. Also how to deal with, the ups and downs of life. If you want to read about a cool dude and a very successful human being and one of the nicest guys in the world, read the Zen of Bennett. This is Tony Bennett, and he's a great artist also. That's his caricature of Frank Sinatra, a microphone with a bow tie. Zen of Bennett. Had a blast with this. This guy will make you smile. Fantastic. I usually go fiction, nonfiction, fiction, nonfiction. So that's what I'm going to do it here. So this is another fiction book. This is Robert Crais. Now, if you've never read Robert Crais, C-R-A-I-S, Robert Crais, this guy's got almost 20 books out there. He deals with, it's detective fiction. This is fun escapism. This was about a kidnapping. He writes in Southern California. He writes with a couple of characters, Joe Pike and Elvis, what's Elvis's last name? Let me see if I'll find it for you. Elvis Cole, a PI and a guy who gets things. Robert Crais. If you like really good private investigation and really good storytelling, Robert Crais is the guy to go. This was a good book. I recommend that. Now, I'm planning a trip to Italy to visit my roots soon. So I've been reading a lot of books about Italy, and it's not in the Tuscan area. It's further south, but this book was The Wisdom of Tuscany, and this is by Ferenc Mattei. This guy's written a lot of books. He's very interesting. He's lived all over the world, San Francisco, Hungary, last, I think, 15 years in Tuscany, and he talks about the simplicity, security, and the good life, making the Tuscan lifestyle your own. Talks about how the Tuscan lifestyle is making people happier, healthier, and living longer. All the stuff I talk about at Live Life 365, and these guys eat. They drink wine, they eat that olive oil, all the stuff that I love. But they're a lot healthier than most cultures, especially, sadly, Americans. So, The Wisdom of Tuscany. I liked it. And another fantastic book. This one is called Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh That's how you pronounce his name, Tony Crais. He is the CEO and the creator of Zappos, Zappos.com. Startup Zappos in Spanish means shoes. Zappos.com, they originally were one of the first companies to sell shoes online, and then they expanded to clothing. They've since been bought by Amazon. Tony Crais has created 2 companies in his life, and he sold them. One, the first company he sold, he got $400 million for it, and he was bored. So he created Zappos. He worked with the folks who had Zappos, made it bigger, and he sold it for, I think, $1 billion to Amazon. And he stayed on as the big boss. It's not about money, because Tony Crais never been about money. Now he's got hundreds of millions of dollars invested in downtown Las Vegas. He's trying to turn that into something a lot better. This talks about the ways that you, as leaders, and I'm a leader in my full-time job, but also employees, how you can make people happier and be more productive and more engaged at work. And this is one of the best books I've ever read about that. Delivering Happiness, Tony Crais. He's the CEO of Zappos.com. Fantastic book. I check it out if I were you. That's what I've been reading. I've been reading a lot more books since the last Whatcha Readin. These are just the top 5 that I wanted to share with you. Let me know what you're reading. I'd love to hear it. And drop me a comment. I love hearing from it. And subscribe. Subscribe to Live Life 365. Tell your friends and let them know that it's a great place to be. Until next time. Peace.
Live life 365.